Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
May 8th edition of the Power Pro Wrestling. And here I am, the owner, the founder, the president of Power Pro Wrestling. This is the Power Hour. We're coming at you one more time. I'll make an announcement. First of all, by saying, if you don't already know, it's ORH Randy Hales. I want to say hello to Rod Robinson, the first person in the house. Over the pond is PJ. Love hearing from PJ. Also, John McCall, who does Wrestle This, a great podcast, is in the house. My buddy Greg White from Mississippi says, yellow again, everybody. I wanted to let everybody to know this will be a little bit different type of show because this is the only show, the only streaming show that I will be doing all week long because we will do the Power Pro Wrestling because the fact, I'll tell you why I can't do any more shows this coming week. I'll tell you that in just a minute. Not going to do it. And we're going to sprinkle in some additional stuff. We're going to talk Memphis Wrestling. We're going to talk Power Pro Wrestling, watch Power Pro Wrestling. We're going to talk about what's going on in my life, and we'll talk about what's going on in professional wrestling with both AEW and WWE. Now, my tag team partner, my producer, my co-host is always on screen with me. I find out probably about 30 minutes ago is Andrew Calvin Jr. My buddy is in the house, and Jeff is in the house, and I appreciate that very much in some sort of way, different, strange sort of way, in the fact that it's not usual at all, but side by side on the screen is Adam Dunn. You will not see that today, and he will let you know, and he'll be here audio wise as much as he wants to talk. But right now, his profile picture is going to pop on the screen, and Adam is going to tell everybody as much as he wants to tell everybody why in the world he's not on screen today. Hey, Adam, how you doing, man?
Hey, Randy, doing okay? Yeah, we had a storm roll through last night, and I've got a modem in the house, and I've got a modem for outside. And as most people know, I've got a barn, a camper, and then I have an old radio station bus. And the old radio station bus is where I have built the master control room where I normally broadcast from. Well, the modem got hit out there, and I got it replaced, and I got it working up to the barn, but beyond it is not working. I think I may have a bad router or two as well. So I'll be hopefully replacing those since we don't have a show tomorrow. I should be good to go back next Monday, but that's what we had. Just had a little bit of weather roll through and took out the modem.
Well, stay right there for a minute. Brooks Tullis is in the house. Hey, Brooks, what's going on? And Liza Johnson, my man from the land down under in stinking Australia. That's not stinking Australia. It's beautiful Australia. The host of Greg's World, or Wayne's World is the correct name. Greg Wayne is in the house. Hey, Greg, hope everything's going on. You can check out, because this will be the only show I'm doing this week. You can check out Wayne's World. A lot of you do that anyway. Why don't you, if you don't have the fix of Memphis Wrestling enough with me not doing a show Tuesday or doing the radio show on Wednesday, be sure, folks, to check out Wayne's World on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, I want Adam, there he is, back on the screen. I have a strange little story for you, Adam. This is a story I didn't tell you. I hadn't told you, but I'm going to tell you because I tell you everything. You like seeing my scoops, you like hearing my scoop. But
Right.
Adam, I did something today. I had, well, part of it I've done one or two times in my life, little things, but I did something today I've never done in my entire life. You know what that is, Adam?
No, that's definitely saying something.
That's a little scoop. That's a little tease. I'm a wrestling promoter. So it's not
Right.
surprising you at all that I'm doing a tease. That's not surprising you. The
No.
booker in me, the promoter in me, the marketer in
Right.
me. Yeah. But anyway, what I did today, Adam, the advice of somebody, a phone call that I got, and certainly I think everybody knows that I have cataract surgery tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And when you go under, no matter how, uh, minor something is, when they put you out with the knockout, all that kind of stuff, put you under. Man, there's some risk, and they talking about the risk, and they asked me if I had a living will, which I did not,
Right.
and they asked me as well if I had a medical power of attorney, which I do not. So you don't like to think about things like that, and I'm 61 years old, be 62 in December, and I'm not married, and so certainly out there with nobody legally able to make a decision if something did go wrong. Now, I'm not thinking, Adam, that something is going to be wrong, but I went to a lawyer
Right.
buddy of mine, somebody I graduated high school with, believe it or not, and certainly I don't see any things in my past where I might have had to have a criminal lawyer, but this guy's specialty is bankruptcy, and there's been times in ORH's life maybe I might have needed that a time or two, but got through that. It's good times as well. But I went to see my buddy, and he didn't even believe. What kind of lawyer is he, Adam? He did not even charge me. Can you believe that?
Wow. Yeah, usually they charge you just to walk in the door.
Anyway, he's a fellow hurricane. Open the roof, let it
There
rain,
you
give
go.
them hell. Hurricane, the Jonesboro Hurricane class of 1980. So in the morning, I want everybody to be thinking of me tomorrow. Again, I think it's a minor situation, and the outcome after, certainly I'm having my right eye fixed tomorrow, and then in a few weeks we have a tentative date of May the 23rd, and that's not confirmed. We'll just see how this surgery goes. But at the same time, the good thing is that when this is all well and done, when everything's back to normal and recuperate and all that kind of stuff, Adam, I will be able to see better than I have in 30 years. So it's a little story and a good ending,
Right.
wouldn't you think?
Yes, and I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a big deal, especially considering what you do for a living and doing these shows. I'm hoping that that really helps out. And yeah, like you said, the prognosis from what we hear so far is that you'll have you. I think one doctor told you that you probably would not remember a time that you saw as good as you will be
Oh
able to
yeah,
see
and
after
they
the
said it
surgery.
again today. They don't put you all the way out, Adam. Not all the way out. They said it's kind of strange. They said they'll be able to talk to me, and I'll be able to hear what they say and all that sort of thing. But I will not be able to remember anything. Does that not sound
Right.
weird to you? And by the way, I want to say hello to Michael Butler in Humboldt, Tennessee. But that's kind of odd, isn't it? That I won't be totally out, and they're cutting on me.
Yeah, it's almost just like you won't be your mainstream or first stream of consciousness won't really be there, but you'll still kind of know what's going on. But yeah, afterward, like they say, you probably won't remember it at all.
One things they're strict about, absolutely, because you're under medicine, is that I have to have somebody with me. So, and I have to
Right.
get a ride. They don't want you. They don't care if you drive there, or but then you'd have to park it.
Right.
You have to have a ride there and a ride back. And my niece Amy, and also that I'm even through the night, I'm supposed to have somebody with me. We'll see how that is going. Now, what I want to do before I get into a little bit of current wrestling, before we get into the show, just so we will not lose any audience and know the Power Hour is coming up, I want you to do a preview. But before I let you talk real quick, I do want to say this. We laughed about it last week, as we had one of the best shows we ever did. I mean, it was a sleeper show as far as me not remembering how good it was with
Right.
Tommy Rich and Peggy Gilbert and all the things we did. It was just absolutely tremendous. I'm thinking there's no way that we can top that. And not only, I'm afraid we may top it in the other way. We may top it. We had a show a few weeks ago. I think it's a show that we had Corey Macklin in a cage and Kevin Christian and me doing a little bit of the broadcast, or maybe just Kevin Christian. It was a poor show, but I think it has heavy competition. But what I want to tell everybody real quick, it wasn't all of a sudden, Adam, that I had just lost my mind as far as booking on television. This was a holiday weekend. First of all, it was going to air on a Sunday morning at 3. I was used to live TV. It was going to tape at the regular time. Don't know for sure, hadn't looked back, but it's a show that probably not a lot of people in the audience. And at the same time, I knew not to shoot any big climaxes of stories or have some hot shot stipulation or anything like that, Adam, because I knew that not it was probably in the history of the show probably the least viewed power
Right.
hour that we ever had. So booking that, I booked it without Jerry Lawler, without Bill Dundee, without Kurt Angle, and you. I don't think. I'm not sure you have the preview. I don't think Doug Gilbert's there. I don't think Tommy Rich is there. I don't think Whoopi D is there. Again, we'll find out when you do the preview. But folks, I did not lose my mind at all. That's what happened. It was a show that I knew people wouldn't be watching. And if it's bad, we'll just laugh about it, joke about it, and knock it. We'll just knock it. We usually don't on the show. And Adam is going to right now tell you what's coming up on the show.
All right. Yeah. So, what we're going to take a look at coming up on the show here, is I'll go full screen with the graphic, is this is going to be, as Randy said, the show was actually aired July 4th at 3 a.m., but it was recorded July 3rd at 11 a.m. We'll see highlights from the previous show, so we'll show the recap of Peggy Gilbert. Vic Grimes will be in the parking lot. Then we'll roll the open and we'll get an interview from Kid Wicked. We'll see Vic Grimes in action against Slick Robbie D. And we'll see clips of a match between Chris Cannonball and OG Ekmo at the New Daisy. Glenn Kolka has a match against the Firecracker. Clips of Brandon Baxter versus Derek King at the New Daisy. We'll see CB Wyatt and Brandon around. And Kevin Christian will be on the show today as well. And a triple threat for the Young Guns title. We'll see Kid Wicked, Vicious Vic Grimes, and Slick Robbie D. All coming up on the show today, Randy.
All right, thank you very much. And we will get to that power hour in just a second. Right now, I just want to tell everybody this is absolutely, and I want your comments on this once we make this and it's confirmed all over wrestling media. And I think it's the neatest thing. It is all in from London. It's from Wembley Stadium, and it's on Sunday, August the 27th in Wembley. And there's a divisive culture out there of wrestling fans. Especially if you're a WWE fan, and you would think wrestling fans would like for all wrestling companies. It affects the wrestlers. It makes the wrestlers that stay with the WWE get more money just because they have competition. Nothing bad about it. Whether you like the WWE type of wrestling, whether you like, and there obviously have been for a long time. AEW is a 4-year-old company, and the WWE goes back way decades and decades ago and is a leader of the industry, and there is no doubt about it. But all in, they had a select pre-sale that you had to register for, and then they started the resale, and they've opened it up. And some people just say, no way in the world they can even have a good house, much less it's impossible to have a sellout. Well, the event, and this on sale was last week, Adam. The event is August the 27th. They haven't started the build toward that on television at all. If the rumor is true, CM Punk making his return to AEW. That's just a rumor. We'll see. But they have to have big things going on, a lot of big things going on at all ends. So far, as of the latest I've heard of figure, Adam, and just want to see if you think that it blows your mind as much as it blows my mind. That apparently is going to be scaled for a little over 90,000 people. Well, months before that happens, a match hadn't even been scheduled. They've sold over 60,000 tickets for their record live gate
Hmm.
of close to $8 million. What do you think? Is
Wow.
that not spectacular?
That is absolutely spectacular. And again, so many people get focused on what was the house, how many people, and what's really important is how much money. And I will tell you one thing I saw that looked like people were complaining that they said, "Oh, it looks like they're only selling every other row or this or that or whatever." I'd be interested to see how it goes. I mean, like you said, we are currently in May. This thing's not until August 27th, but to have 60,000 seats already pre-sold, done, you've got that guaranteed money already right there, and we haven't even really got a full card or any inclination
Not
of
even
what
one
could really be
match.
going on.
Not even one match.
Right.
Hey, to answer what you said about the every other word, I heard somewhere, I think it was on Busted Open on Sirius FM, and I think it was Bully Ray that said it, and I'm not positive about that, but it's true on certain sections. They did uh, they did this, and as I was one of the first people trying to buy, this might make me hot, but at the same time, it's genius. Obviously, something worked. They sold 60,000, but in certain section they skipped the row. Like say
Right.
they sold out row one and skipped row two and did row three and skipped row four, whatever the case might be. But now they've sold 60,000 people by doing that way. And if it's premium seats and the high dollar tickets, obviously they have that 60,000 right now, and it's more of an enticement. People don't have to worry about say, hey, I don't want to be in the nosebleed section.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
it's a
I
good
I
deal.
thought it was a pretty good pre-sale strategy because even if that's all that you sold, imagine how that's going to look on TV. It's not going to look like every other row is empty. It's not going to look like you only sold so many seats and didn't sell everywhere else. So I actually think for a pre-sale strategy that's pretty good. And then like you said, as we get closer and then we know more of a card, you're still going to have good seats available to entice people to buy as it gets closer to the time. So I think that we'll see, but I think that that's a pretty interesting strategy.
Jeff Comstock says, hey, Randy, planning on seeing Dr. D. David Schultz this Saturday in Pigeon Forge. Can't wait. Been wanting to meet him for years. And I think that's a cool thing. And it's a cool thing where we can meet our legends and our favorite from the past. Well, one more bit of current wrestling news that I'd like to talk about because they had such exciting news about the pre sale of All in Wembley Stadium, but we got to talk about this past Saturday, and it took place right there at Backlash. Backlash that was in Puerto Rico, and it had a huge crowd of 18,000 people. They did their SmackDown thing there Friday. So on Saturday, they did the pay per view in San Juan, Puerto Rico. It was 18 years since the WWF had been there, especially on television. It was absolutely fantastic, and there was interesting matches. And for those of you that's been in a closet, been hiding, I don't know what you've been doing, but didn't hear the results. I want to go through that a little bit. It opened with the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defeated Io Sky. The guy from CBS Online that doing this review gave this A plus. His wrestling is not my type of wrestling because I didn't see it, and apparently It was the only A plus of the night. I did watch that match. I thought it was okay. I'm I'm sure B maybe even a B plus, but A plus. Give me a break. Now, the second worst rated. No, there's that's not exactly true. But Seth Rollins is in ring a hell of a talent. He worked against big, huge monster Omos. And man, Omos is still green and still getting it going with his career. Looks impressive, is big as hell. And they just gave this. Now, they gave this ladies' match, whether it was a ladies' match or a men's match, I'll judge them the way I see it. There's no way you can tell me that that ladies' match was better than Seth Rollins and Omos that they gave a B plus to. And then came a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed. They gave that a B. And then a SmackDown women's title match, Rhea Ripley against Elena Vega. They gave that a B in her home country. Why they didn't switch the title, I know you can't think just market specific, but I was listening to Busted Open again today, and Bully Ray had a great idea of the stuff that you could have got out of that, even if it was a 1 day championship change. You do it for the house because what kind of video, Adam, could you have had? Because it's absolutely was the Lena Vega, her dad lost his life. This is Bully's idea to connect the audience to her, that there would be a dry eye in the house, to take her newly won world championship that she didn't win because they missed the boat. What do you think if the next day they would have taken the cameras to the 911 memorial or to her father's site of
Mm.
burial and shot a video with her leaving the WWE Women's title there on the graveside or the memorial? Would that not have been awesome? And by the way, that match was not rated as good. The opening match, Bianca Belair got an A plus. They just gave a B to this one, and I watched the whole match. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was good. I'm not going to do a ratings, and it'll be interesting to know what our audience is going. Then came the match, Adam, that I want to ask you about because this is another one of those celebrity matches. Now, Bad Bunny wrestled at WrestleMania last year, Sami Zayn, and they did the craziest, most unbelievable stuff that you could ever thought about having that I thought was horrible. And it's not like I don't like celebrities in wrestling, but that sort of thing, just it was junk, it was crap, it was bad. But this match was absolutely unbelievable. It was a San Juan street fight match with Damian Priest against Bad Bunny. It was anything goes. It was wild. They gave that an A, folks. I'd have given it an A plus, and it was unbelievable. They had people from that part of the world. Savio Vega made his return. Carlito and the Apple, spin the apple, got the biggest pop of the match, spitting that gum apple in somebody's face. Also, Rey Mysterio was there, and the judge representing the LWO and the Judgment Day. So it was a win by Bad Bunny. Jim Cornette had a big problem with that. He said the match was laid out right, blah, blah, blah. He didn't knock it like he was expecting to knock it, but he says, but then you're just insulting. He said it proves that anybody said that he did pro wrestling. He's a smaller guy, and he's the hottest music star there is. I mean, he is the hottest music star there is. Bad Bunny, I haven't heard his music, but he is hot as he could be. I love the match. Cornette thought what they did was great. Just the concept of him taking a power bomb and the psychology was right. He was out. He didn't breathe a breath. The referee goes 1-2. He was beat, no doubt about it. The heel got cocky and picked him up. So that didn't affect me. Just real quick, Adam, I want to know your thoughts on what you think of celebrities being involved. With Power Pro, we had the K Fine group, and with Lawler's career, a bunch of radio people plus Andy Kaufman. What's your thinking? Com- Compare it to what Cornette says. It makes it when somebody goes out there like Bad Bunny and able to do our stuff better than a lot of the boys. I mean, he was selling, he was registering, he was doing it
Yeah.
better than a lot of full time characters. He's saying that hurts the business. Well, the business has been exposed anyway. It's just entertaining for the people, and it was his home country, and it was a great reaction. So, the concept of doing that, do you have an issue with it?
I don't have an issue with the concept. I think it was especially helpful back in the day. I mean, granted, it was, not what we know and love Memphis wrestling for, but a lot of people outside of the viewing area remember and know the Andy Kaufman thing. And of course, it got, a lot of airtime on Comedy Central for years and years. It got, the movie Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey and Lawler in it. So, it's just like anything else. To me, it's not really a lot different than when a local promotion brings in a quote unquote superstar wrestler. It all depends on how you book it, how the program's put together, and what the wrestling company gets out of it. It can be a situation where I think probably one of the ones that people remember badly, and I don't even remember the guy's name, but the guy that came in for WCW and won the title, and everyone said it was a big joke or whatever.
Yeah, somebody
Uh,
help us with that. They put the
I can't remember
WCW.
that
I
guy's
can't
name.
either, and it's at the top of my tongue. Was I? Or I was listening to Cornette's podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I suggest everybody do that as long as you keep listening to ours.
Yeah,
David
David
Arquette.
Arquette.
I
Right. Yeah.
appreciate
Exactly.
that very much, very very much. Now, was I saying Bad Bunny's name because I thought I said it right, Bad Bunny, but then Lazo says Bad Bunny, and that made me think I wasn't saying Bad Bunny. Cornette was
No,
calling
he's
him.
he's saying Bad Bunny and then doing the little pukey face after it, like Bad Bunny. Ugh, you know, that doesn't like him.
Well, as a wrestler, I absolutely 100% without a doubt in the world. I think this guy did obviously study wrestling, respected wrestling. I I could say a little line here that would give me some heat, Adam. So believe it or not, you know me. I am going to go safe here and not say the line that will get heat. I'm going to
Well,
continue this. Go ahead.
who's the guy that's on WWE? Didn't he wrestle Roman Reigns here recently or something? That's a sports
Logan
guy.
Paul
Right. Yeah. And I see that I think is an example of it
going
being
good.
yes. And some people said Logan Paul worked better than a lot of the
Hey, here's the
roster.
thing compared to Bad Bunny, I think Bad Bunny was the
I don't know what
much
what
bigger
what Bad
wrestling
Bunny
fan
is.
and had studied the business longer. I
Hmm.
think he really had. However, I thought Logan Paul is just an athlete
Yeah,
and
he's such an
also
athlete. Right.
likes wrestling. So I'm just not willing to say that Bad Bunny is the best celebrity ever, or even in recent times. Certainly, I'd vote for Andy Kaufman, but
Right.
certainly that was just a story. It was a list story, but it wasn't like Andy Kaufman was competitive with Jerry Lawler for
Right.
Christ's sake. It just didn't happen. Logan Paul was just amazing. And far as somebody from the outside, if they could put eyeballs to the product, and I did it in a smaller level with Power Pro. I will with the K Fine thing. I don't see anything wrong with it as long as they respect what you're doing. I think
Right.
he did for sure two more matches. One of them, the rating, the grade, just amazing to me. The six-man tag team match, Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn against the Usos and Solo Sakona. that was great. They gave that a A. It was exciting. It was the main story with the bloodline. It was great. And then the final match should have been the final match. The main event of the night should have been the thing, the Cody Rhodes story. And by God, I had said that if Cody Rhodes didn't defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, he's done. He's done. But seeing what they've done since, I'm thinking that was genius because that continues the story, no doubt. Then I said, if he didn't beat Brock Lesnar, there is the fact that's where he couldn't get to that level again. That he doesn't need to ever wrestle Roman Reigns again unless he's going over in the match. I think that's no doubt. They did a thing where Brock had his submission hold on him. Cody bridged up, got kind of a fluky, but a legitimate 1, 2, 3. And this guy that wrote this thing gave it a minus. How? I don't know if I would say A+, but certainly I think a lot of wrestling fans today like they want you to hit your dead gum finish. Like they want you to hit your finish. But I've always believed, and I think it's still the fact today, if a baby face gets beat with a heel finish, and I know that things are different and times have changed, but I think if a baby face gets beat by the heel finish, that's it for the baby face. The people loses hope on the thing. Just like if the heel can get away with a little bit more because they can always lie about it. But the Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. So there's good wrestling going on, folks. I think AEW was all in. They're probably treading to get there. The potential return of CM Punk, the WWE, wherever they go on that story, is all exciting. So I think this is the first time ever, Adam, and certainly you can correct me if I'm wrong. Just certainly because there will not be a Talking Memphis Wrestling tomorrow or a front row with Bud Row with me. They'll still do a show. By the way, Al is in Florida at Monday Night Raw, so that's why he is not commenting at all today. So sum it up before we get started with our business. Is this the first time we've ever spent this much time on WWE and
Yeah,
AEW on this show?
I would say so. Yeah, so you kind of got both shows squeezed into one tonight.
Yeah, I think that it was important to do because I'll probably be out of it tomorrow. And let's see, Liza
Right.
said false finishes should be used right now. Just use heaps where it kills its effect. Rod W. Robinson talks about the AEW documentary. Liza says Logan Paul has a Andy
I'm joking.
thing where Andy
Logan
Kaufman
Paul
type of
has an
thing.
Andy thing where he gets good heel heat.
What other, that's the other thing. This is modern wrestling terminology, how the fans read stuff like from the Observer or Hill's stuff. That terminology, good heel heat. What the hell does that mean?
Well,
How's that terminology wrong?
right, right. I,
Here's the thing, folks. Heels are the only ones that get heat. Baby faces don't get heat. They get pops. They get reaction. So heat will always be done. So
right.
you're
It's
throwing in a
kind of
word,
a unnecessary modifier.
unnecessary
Yeah,
word that
yeah.
some real wrestling business person that me, I'm sure that the modern wrestlers say, hey, we're going to get good heel heat tonight. Oh,
As
no, you're
opposed to
not because
what?
you don't know how to get freaking good heel heat. You can't get good heel heat. You cannot do it. You cannot do it because the business has been exposed. There's no sense of disbelief. There's no absolutely all the cliches that I say. You can't put the toothpaste back in the thing,
Right.
but that drives me crazy. That absolutely drives me crazy, folks. Not to be an asshole or a prick, but I'm telling you, when you get your knowledge of wrestling from mainly so-called journalists and wrestling sheets and that sort of thing, that's how people modern wrestling gets the thing. Do you think they would, if somebody says to Bill Dundee or Jerry Lawler or even me came up, we need some good heel heat tonight, and I would say, get the F word out of here. That sort of thing. Just like the word tweener. Bill Dundee kicked somebody out of the dressing room one night. Had hired, and he said, hey buddy, which way do you usually work? Heel babyface. The guy said, tweener. Dundee said, what the F word does that mean? And he said, I'm neither. And he said, well, you're neither working for this territory. Get the F
Right.
out. Kicked him out of the dressing room and fired him before they ever had the match. So I realized we're relics. We're in a different era, with there's no doubt about it. Jeff Frog Wheeler, babyfaces back in the day, got beat all the time. But the story, I would say they didn't get beat all the time. They the babyface, the top babyface would very seldom get beat. They would get screwed. I'm having trouble not cussing,
Right.
don't you? I'm
Right.
having
Yeah.
to make this a
Well,
little
just
normal. They
just
get
just
screwed.
just calm down. We don't want you mad enough to gig somebody.
And we don't want to be mad enough when my blood pressure. I can't take I'm getting myself all wrapped up, Adam, and I can't take my blood pressure medicine in the
Right.
morning. So I need to have a calm show.
Well, I thought you would like me saying gig somebody.
Let's see. I'm not really fired up, because we're all quick, and I realize the wrestling's evolved, and the deal that Liza hates when they do a power move, which is a knockout move, then a submission tap out move, just stuff like that. I don't look at it like that. It doesn't make me happy, doesn't make me sad, doesn't make me mad at all. It really, really does. Well, Adam, do you have anything else to add right now before we start the Power Hour? Any last minute things? I think this was an interesting little unusual breakaway from
Yeah.
the Power Hour, and we've done it for 37 minutes. I'm shocked. This show dang near
Yeah.
should be over, and we hadn't started it yet.
Well, if we don't hurry, it's going to be 3 a.m. before we start showing the show.
Hey, we're going to it right now. And I think the fact that unless something's so awful, so absolutely awful, I don't think we'll break into the show very much. Do you, Adam? Unless there's no doubt that we have to do it just because it's so bad. What do you think?
Probably not. We'll probably just let it roll.
Let it roll, Adam said. Let it roll, the producer says, and we're going to let it roll right now. Remember, it was taped on July the 3rd, 1999. I knew it would be our worst ratings of any show we had ever done. It's show number 64. I knew a lot of talent was out, not much. A lot of star power. I'm not going to say not a lot of star power. There wasn't a lot of stars that were not there, and a lot of stories we couldn't continue. And we'll go ahead and we'll see how bad we hate this sucker, and we'll be honest and we'll talk over it, obviously. But unless something is real great, which I don't think it will be, or real bad, which that might be the case, we'll be back as we watch show number 64 from July the 3rd, 1999. 38 minutes into this son of a gun. Here we go. Calm down.
Where's that lady? That's Raymond, security over on the right. I know that lady is, that's Peggy Gilbert. That's Tommy Gilbert. I've known her for years. That's Tommy's wife and Doug's book. Peggy, how are you? I know normally I'm really glad to see you, but I got to tell you, I'm real concerned about this box you brought here. I want to make sure you understand that Randy and Power Pro have put a restraining order. They have obtained a restraining order against Doug. Doug can't show up. I'm real concerned because I think I know what's probably in that box right there.
I think he should have the opportunity to come back and work for Power Pro.
You missed last week's show, Flo. You missed a great one.
Has shed blood, sweat, and tears for Memphis, Tennessee over the years. We go back so many years, and Doug has been so loyal to you, just like Eddie was and just like Tommy was. I don't understand why you won't let him work for you.
And Doug, you know, is hot-headed, Peggy, and I just feel he's a time bomb ready to happen. And, you know, it's a real serious situation. And with this box here, you know, I think everybody in here knows who's in this box.
If you look at me crazy, I might just slap you just like I slapped your father.
Oh, look at that! Tommy Rich! Hey, that's not Doug, but that's Tommy. That is Tommy Rich. Rich is in the box, and he takes care of Coca and Smooth.
Well, I'll tell you what I can do. I can stop this whole doggone show today because if Doug Gilbert and myself ain't there, this TV show's over as far as of that.
Talk some sense into him, guys. Get him out of here.
Here you go, Oh, man. Bruno smacked by Tommy Rich. Look out! Look out! Oh, my goodness. A chair to secure. What is that?
If you don't get out, listen to me.
Doug Gilbert.
Say something about wildfires back in the house.
Kid Wicked! You go ahead and bring your big silicone monster to the ring if you think it's gonna help you. You go ahead and call the big mothership in the sky. You
Now,
call
this
your
is a
mama and let
preview
her know
to this
you ain't
show.
coming home
We're
tonight. Because the vicious
live
one, Vic
to
Grimes,
tape
has
right
put
now,
more
Adam.
people in the hospital than alcoholism itself. And I plan on intoxicating your whole body with as much pure pain of all mankind. Mankind? Well, that's another subject I'll take care of later. But for right now, kid, I've been working hard, and I'm coming after that Young Guns title today because I got a new partner, and it goes by the name of King. Come on, King. Me and him been working hard. We've been eating a lot of vitamins, and I have not been pumping the weights. I've been with my new friend right here, Mr. King. Oh, yeah, working real hard. And I'm going to get you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's probably top 2 or 3 of the best interviews he ever have done. So far we're okay, Adam.
Pro Wrestling.
You agree?
So far, so good.
Power Pro Wrestling.
But we're just now to the open, so
Right.
I'm not going to get too cocky too quick. Power
Pro Wrestling.
July the 3rd, 1999, at 11 o'clock in the morning. And then there's a-
Oh, hello again, everybody.
Hey, the
Dave
crowd
Brown and
looks
Corey
pretty
Macklin
good,
here at
Adam.
ringside. It's 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Thanks for joining us, either live or via videotape. We're in the studios of TV5 here. We're on at this hour due to Wimbledon tennis coverage. We'll be back at our regular time next week. Tell all your friends about
Speaking
it. Big
of
show
Wimbledon.
coming up. Before we talk about the show, J.R. Smooth. You won't be seeing him here tonight because J.R. Smooth has been suspended and fined heavily. We'll show you why a little bit later on. He won't
Big
be here.
incident that took place down at the New
What do
Daisy
you
last
think
week, and yeah, we
about
will talk about that.
Dave and
Right here today, we got a
Corey's
Young Guns contender
classic
match.
or
We're going to see
casual
Vicious
look?
Vic
Certainly they
Grimes
did that
taking
at
on
Rumble on the
Slick
River.
Robbie D.
But I
Saw
think
Robbie
it's
D a
fine.
few weeks ago. That's going to be an interesting match.
That's right, Young Guns contender
I
match.
like the
The
suits
winner of
better,
the
but
match
considering
gets
the
a shot at the
situation,
title
it's
hit by
fine
Kill
because
by
they're
Kid
still
Wicked.
Yes, sir.
there's still
Come up
nice
today,
shirts that still
tonight.
have the Power
That's
Pro
right.
logo
We're
on
right
them.
here on our special time. Back at regular time next week
Yeah,
for the
I
Power
would
Hour.
like it
Also,
normally,
at
but
11 o'clock, boy,
because it's a
when I
holiday
started out,
week.
the shirt was iron. Now,
Right.
I think it fit.
I don't know what happened along the way. I hear music. It sounds like Fast Street music. Brandon Baxter.
Here he comes, headed this way.
Yeah.
Brandon Baxter.
Sure he's not far away.
He has had quite a battle with Eric King.
I hear music, but I don't see anyone.
There you, Brandon.
Did Brandon oversleep, you think? What happened?
Oh, wait a minute. They're telling me the communication is that Brandon there's been a mistake, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I guess that happens from time to time. Brandon's not here, they say. So
Did he get his wake-up call?
mistake.
What happened?
Just keep the tape rolling, though. We'll just keep going. All right, now this is Kid Wicked music. Let's see if it's Kid Wicked headed this way.
So Dave acknowledges it's a tape show.
There's
Obviously,
the
it would
music,
be at
and
3 o'clock in the
yeah,
morning.
there's Kid Wicked. He's got Siren along with him. They make their way around to the Power Hour. Dave.
you got a Young Guns title match coming up in just a few minutes, but, well, you don't look like you're attired for a title defense.
Title defense. What's really going on? Hey, people, listen. I've been saying this for like 3 months. It works like this. What's really going on? You people respond, I already know. Let's try again. What's really going on?
You don't get a lot of support there.
You guys must be tired. I see you got a Young Gun contender match today. Robbie D and Vicious Vic Grimes. Well, Vic Grimes, I've already beat you in your world. In a ladder match, a hardcore match, I beat you in every way. So there's no sense in me wrestling you. And Vic Grimes has beat Robbie D. So what that means that I could beat Robbie D. So there's no reason for me to even be here this morning.
Well, the match has been booked. They're going to have the match, and then whoever gets a shot at the Young Guns title as the champion, you're obligated to defend it.
What do you think about that?
I don't really think.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to stay out here during the match and scout the match and see who wins the match, and we'll just see who the winner is. I want to see how they win, and I'll scout them and make sure they win.
Well, I can tell you're not too happy to have to defend
he
the
struggled
title
a
here
little
against
bit.
Either of these guys, but that's the way the match
Started
has been
out
booked.
good.
And I mean,
Yeah,
there's nothing I can do about that, nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it except to defend the title. I think maybe instead of staying out here, you ought to
He
go back
started
and
out
get
real
ready to
good.
wrestle later on.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd have to wrestle at 3 o'clock in the morning, Dave.
But Vic throwing those hamburgers out to the crowd here. Vic Grimes, Vicious Vic, is in the ring right
He about
now.
ran over Aubrey.
He wants to be the winner of this contender match and face Kid Wicked for that big old trophy a little bit
Everybody,
later
there'll
on
be
today.
no
Here
Talking
comes
Memphis
Slick Robbie
Wrestling
D.
tomorrow night.
Slick
No
Robbie
front
D,
row
a
with
little
Bud Road
MC Hammer it
this
looks
week
like
due
for Robbie
to my
D.
cataract
Slick
surgery.
play
And,
around.
tomorrow
Well, maybe
morning
it's Michael
at
Jackson without
10
the
o'clock,
glove.
no front Talking Memphis Wrestling.
I tell you what, he
or
is
Wendy
looking
Rose
good.
on the front row.
In the ring, he
Peter,
is really giving a
cataract
good
surgery
accounting of
tomorrow
himself
morning
around here.
at
Yeah,
10
I like the
a.m.
music, Dave. He has
Here's
earned,
Slick
no doubt about it,
Robbie
he
D.
has earned his place in the Young Guns title contender match here today.
Yeah, he has.
He's going against the tough one, though. In the hardcore
and I'm
guy, Vicious
shocked.
Vic Grimes, referee
Because
Aubrey Wayne
usually,
is in the ring.
but I guess we were taping at the regular time, 11 o'clock. People might not even know. Why, in other words, why do we have such a good crowd, Adam? Do you have an explanation?
We did not announce the week before that we were going to be on at 3 a.m., so I bet you that NBC programming change probably come during the
King
week.
in the corner.
So anyone who had tickets, I don't think they knew coming that it was going to be a taped show.
On the Power Hour this morning, special time due to Wimbledon coverage and Power Pro Wrestling, we will return at 11 o'clock a.m. next Saturday
I know
morning.
it's early
Over the
on,
last
Adam.
few months,
and
due to
first
tennis,
of all,
golf, things
hope
like that,
everybody's
NBA
enjoying
basketball, we
this
have kind of
hour
had different
from
time slots.
July
I believe
the 3rd,
now for the
1999,
foreseeable
show number
future, we are going to be back at our
64.
regular time of 11 o'clock.
So
and
far,
we appreciate you joining us each Saturday,
this
no matter
isn't
what
as
time we've
bad
been on.
that as I
Hey,
expected. That was, I
happen
say
to
that,
know what
and
the ratings were
that
last
was
week?
bad. That
I
was
do.
real
As a
bad.
matter of fact, the ratings last week were the best in the history of Power Pro Wrestling.
The best in the history of Power Pro Wrestling, and you want to know why?
Why?
Well,
Look to my left. Siren. Siren is why the ratings were the #1 from history of Power Pro Wrestling.
well, I don't know about that, but I do know the ratings were great last week, and we thank the fans for that.
I remember
Yeah, no
this
doubt
was
about
a
it.
good time period.
Reversal
when
here
ratings
into
were
the
up.
ropes goes Slick Robbie
I always
D.
have said, Adam,
Woo!
and
Grimes
now
slams
that
him
information
down.
is
Face
gone,
first
but
right
the
into the
hair
mat
match
there.
in August with Billy and me against Waller and Stacy, I always thought that's the highest
Vicious
rated
Vic
show.
Grimes
Isn't that what you've
working
always
on
heard?
Slick Robbie D. right
Yeah,
in
I've
the
always
middle of
heard,
the
so I
ring.
didn't know if that was just
Big
fluff
Grimes
or,
backs him up into
for
the
lack of a
ropes
better
he
term,
goes. He
kayfabe,
comes
or
off.
what, talking about
Big
last week's
clothesline
show.
from Big
But I can
Grimes.
certainly see,
Sits him
with
down.
as
Big
exciting
Grimes
as it
sometimes
was,
looks like
like
he's
you
in
yeah, I
said,
can
bad
see
trouble,
it
but then
too.
all of a sudden he'll
It's
come
certainly
back with
possible.
a move. Sometimes it's a clothesline, sometimes it's something else.
And that's even
But he
more
can all of a
impressive
sudden
because Jerry
turn the
Lawler
match
and Bill
around. He's
Dundee
so
were
big,
not
he's so
on that
strong.
show last
Guy
week,
comes in
Adam.
at nearly 400 pounds,
Yeah.
Dave. is
Maybe that's why I had
Out
him
of
say
Angel
that.
Fire, New Mexico, and he slams
probably.
Slick down. He's in the middle of the ring, and there's Big Grimes.
Corey, what would happen if there was no winner here?
What would happen if there was no winner? Hey, come on, kid, Wicked.
Kid Wicked grabbing the referee and pulling him out of the ring. What's this? What is really going on here?
Yeah,
Kid
that's
Wicked?
right. Kid Wicked pulls the leg of referee Aubrey Wayne. What is all that for? Grimes telling them, hey, I've got a hold of you. I'll tell you that.
It looked like he had the match won, but Kid Wicked interfered, and the match continues.
Did you
as a
hear
result.
Adam, or did you see Aubrey saying something
Anyway,
to Robbie and Vic?
there's no
I'm
winner
sure
in this match.
in his
That was-
earpiece he was getting time cues from me, Adam.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess maybe
so.
that's true. I'll have to think about that for a minute. Yeah, you're sure. If there's no winner, you can't have the match, I guess.
Well, really, I didn't expect to have to wrestle at 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't even have my gear on.
Well, that's why we suggested maybe you better go get dressed instead of out here running your mouth at the announcer's table.
yeah, that's exactly right. Big Grimes up on the top rope. Slick Robbie D on his feet. Look out! Man, he
That was
stops
bad,
him,
too.
Dave, as he comes off that top rope.
Looked like Big Grimes had him set up. Here's a cover by Robbie D. Count of 2.
Hey, come on.
What are you doing?
Get out of here.
We're going to expire, right?
He didn't do that. Kid Wicked rang the bell.
expire.
That was only a 2 count. Kid Wicked rang the bell.
Oh, keeping track of time.
No, time is not
There's no
right
time
out.
limit.
There's no time limit on this bout.
I mean, well, there is a time limit, but we haven't reached it. We're a long way from it. You don't even have a watch. You don't have a watch on.
No, you don't have a stopwatch or anything.
I won. I get the title shot.
No. I don't know who won. And I think maybe that's Kid Wicked's plan because of what he said a few minutes ago. Now, we'll try to figure out
Yeah,
what's
that
going on here
match
for you.
had
Let's take
a
a
couple
break.
things
We'll
that
be
were
back
bad
to
in
figure
it.
this out on the
I don't
Power
think
Hour.
this was Kid Wicked's day in promo, but the match had some good stuff in it too. And Kid Wicked said a lot of good stuff. And the concept of him not wanting a winner in that, I thought it was a good deal. So I
Free
hope everybody's
TV5 Power
enjoying
Pro
that.
Wrestling tickets. Send a
Jeff,
self-addressed stamped envelope to
we're in
TV5
now.
Power Pro Wrestling, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104.
I still
Basically,
don't know if you're going to have
Jeff,
to wrestle or not because obviously there was no
we-
winner in that
he
match
didn't
because
have a
of
regular
you.
television
You're the one that messed up that whole
IFB.
thing.
I
We had a
bought
perfectly good
a set
match
of
going here.
walkie-talkies.
You
I had
interfered
one
not once,
upstairs
but
in
a
the
couple of
control
times.
room.
Ringing the bell, you're
and
not even supposed to
Aubrey
be back
had
here,
a
much less ring the bell.
earpiece.
Aubrey Wayne
and time
was not
cues
doing his job. He didn't
was
keep track of time,
basically,
so I had sirens. keep
I would
track of
never
time. The time
call a
limit
match,
expired.
call
There
the
was no
match,
time limit
call
expiration.
spots or anything,
We were a
give
long
time
way from the
cues or
time.
tell
What do
them
you
to
think
wrap
the
it up.
time limit was? 2.5 minutes?
No, time limit was 7 minutes.
But it was his.
And she told me that 7 minutes is
Time
it.
Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. In all
Used
the
to,
time,
the
I've
only
never heard of a
time
7-minute
cue
time
given
limit.
was either Eddie Marlin or
On an
Mr.
hour
Coffey
show, we
would
got,
come out off
because we're on
camera and
TV,
wave
they
their
were limited
tie,
to 7 minutes.
and that was
I'll
the
tell you,
cue
let me tell
they
you
had.
exactly what's
Or
going
even
on.
me, I've done
I
that
already
too.
know.
Until with Power Pro,
What's going
I
on
added
with
the
him is he
walkie-talkie.
doesn't want to wrestle. He doesn't want to put the trophy on the line. You say you beat Vic Grimes.
That's what
you
it
say you
is.
can beat Robbie D. Why don't you want to prove it here in the ring?
I would at any other time, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, almost 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to have to wrestle. I didn't even expect to be here today.
You want the big audience. You don't want to. You don't want to wrestle at 3 o'clock in the morning. You want all the television sets turned on. I'm beginning to this whole thing's beginning to fall into place right here. Well, I guess maybe you've won, and maybe you're not going to have to wrestle since there was no winner in the match.
Nope, I'm not wrestling because there was no winner, so I
Wait a
don't have to
minute.
defend my title.
I'm hearing from upstairs that, okay. Triple threat. Yeah, how about that? Somebody says we don't have a winner. Let's make it a triple threat match, and that way we're guaranteed to have a winner today.
That's a good idea. Had neither winner, so put both of them in there and go
That's right.
against you. And triple threat rules, so you're going to have to
So
wrestle
that's
anyway. Better
the
get dressed.
heel
Triple
getting
threat. Who's
backfired
upstairs?
on, and I like that.
The
So
matchmaker
far,
is there.
What do
what
you
they're
guys
telling me
think?
in my ear here.
Remember,
It's
short
booked.
on
It's booked.
bodies
rules
on
in
this
the
show
triple threat
today,
match?
3 o'clock in
Rules
the
in the
morning.
triple
when
threat
it's
match are you have to wrestle
time.
both of them. Whoever gets the
Chris, a
pin
lot
is
of
the Young Guns
stories.
champion.
So
So you
far.
better go get dressed. We've got more to
I'm
go
not
here.
saying that
Yeah,
I
I think
think
so
this
too.
is a bad
I'd
show.
get dressed if
so
I were you.
far.
We have
have a
can't stand
segment
down here and
coming
talk
up that
about
I'm
this all
involved
day.
in.
Our time
That's
limit is running out.
absolutely
Yeah,
the worst
our
segment
yeah,
probably
we've got,
that I've ever been involved in.
We got a lot
What
more
I was
things
thinking,
to go.
I don't know.
Things
Short
which
of
went on
talent, I
last
think.
week down at the
Kid
New
Wicked
Daisy
and
Theater.
Siren.
There goes Kid Wicked
Very
and Siren
Yeah.
going with him.
And not a happy Kid Wicked at all.
ECMO was going against Cannonball last week from the New
I don't
Daisy
remember
Theater.
those
Hair was
nice
at stake
shirts
in that
and
match.
Power Pro
And let me tell
Wrestling
you, David, the
dog
end
show
part of
too.
this
That's
match
nice.
is one of the most
vicious attacks I've seen in wrestling, in any part of wrestling, anywhere around. Take a look at this entire thing and pay particular attention to the ending. Ekmo comes out the ringside. He grabs our table, our timer's table, slams it in the ring. He's got it standing up. Ekmo sets it up right in the middle of the ring. Well, there goes our table, looks like. He's got Cannonball.
Oh, yeah, it's Cannonball.
Right in
And the
middle
big
of our
power bomb
timer's
through
table.
the table.
He goes. Ekmo covers. This could do it. Cannonball at 2. Oh, he kicks out. Woo, talk about close.
The New Daisy Theater,
Only two.
old
Two
theater
is all
in
he
Memphis.
gets. Referee
That was
confirms
a
it, 2
concert
count.
venue at this time. It was right at
has
the
a
heart
ball.
of
Chris
downtown Bill
Cannonball.
Street in Memphis, Tennessee.
Cannonball
The New
stays alive
Daisy
at 2.
Theater.
Ekmo sets up
Watching
for
this,
one half of that table.
I was like,
Squats down.
continuing
What a power
story
driver. And
and
man, this
playing
has got it. There were
video.
Cannonballs out.
Thought
And
this
I'm
was
not sure he's
great.
going to get up. There's 2. Oh, he gets up again at 2. Only a 2 count. Referee says it's only 2. Ekmo tosses one piece of that table out. Goes after Cannonball. He's got him. Going for a choke slam, it looks like. High in the air. Man, he throws him down. Hurry up, man. 2 count is all he gets again. Over. Here comes Matty Small. He has no business here. Whoa, Cannonball. Well, that side slam takes Ekmo down, and right on the cherry, he nails Matty Small. Here comes Glenn Coca. All of the members of the BSK hit in the ring. Cannonball nails Coca. Here's Kurt Angle out to even things up. Robbie D is out. Cannonball drags Ekmo over to the side. Ekmo's out in the middle of the ring. Could this do it? Whoa, he comes flying down. A 1, 2. That's a 3. That's a 3. Count it. Lower.
And now we have a haircut. What do you guys think? A haircut from the New Daisy Theater, Memphis, Tennessee.
All right, you saw Guy Coffey shaving the head of Ekmo there. That was the hair versus hair rules.
Yeah, and right here, David, the whole entire gang of this BSK jump in, and you see J.R. Smooth down on the floor, and please take a look at this. This is why Smooth is suspended and not here today. Yeah, right there he is. He's got that baseball bat, standing up there like he's Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire or somebody. I mean, take a look at this, Dave. You talk about vicious. Making, oh man, he's swinging that bat, and that's just one of about 10 licks that he took right across the shingle. Look at that. I mean,
Good
he
stuff
was
here.
swinging.
This is heat. This is the heel getting heat.
That bat, he nailed Cannonball right across the shingles several times with that thing. And I mean, it was just brutal.
Absolutely.
To see all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
And that
You
was
talk
good as
about
well.
ridiculous.
What do you think?
That is ridiculous.
BJ?
And for that reason, the management
Over
of
the
Power
barn?
Pro Wrestling has suspended J.R.
yeah.
Smooth, and he has been fined, a very hefty fine. They come in here and they put together these little pop cans, try to take over. They go too far, and they have to pay for it, and that's the reason Smooth isn't here. Glenn Kalka from BSK is here, and here he comes right now.
Yeah, here's one of the members of BSK, and I tell you, these guys can get under your skin real fast. Glenn K without J.R. Smooth, and I'm proud to say he's not here today.
I tell you what, there's been travesties done in this business all through what I've seen since I've been in this business. And I'll tell you one thing, Randy Hales, you are going to pay. J.R. Smooth, you're going to try and take the violence out of wrestling. We broke Chris Cannonball's leg. How's that for violence, Randy Hales? Yeah, it does make me happy, because anybody gets in BSK's way, they pay the price. And I am here to reinforce that fact. Anybody gets in the ring with me today, I challenge anybody out here to get in the ring with me today. I'm going to snap him in half like I always do. You know what I'm talking about? We hit hard, we hit often, and we hit when we want to hit. So I tell you what, you watch out, everybody, because I'm going to knock somebody out today.
There's one of the members of BSK, Glenn Coca. Glenn, and you've had your say. Yeah, you got somebody. Dave, these guys, I tell you.
Got an opponent first time we've had a look at him here. We asked him before the broadcast, what do we call you? He's under the mask, and he said, 4th of July, call me Firecracker. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take care of Glenn Colca. So he's going against one of the toughest around. Let's see how he does.
No doubt about it. So it's Glenn Coca versus the Firecracker on this 4th of July weekend here in Power Pro. Look at Coca. Slams away on the Firecracker. He nails him right across the chest. I'm telling you, Dave, what I saw down at the New Daisy last week on last Saturday night with J.R. Smooth, that stuff he's pulling, I don't even think he deserves to ever return to Power Pro.
Well, I agree with you. After reviewing the videotape,
Man.
it's just totally inexcusable.
Yes, inexcusable. I mean, big power slam from Glenn Coca. These guys are big, and let me tell you, they're no pushovers talking about this entire BSK group, but all of this extra stuff that they do is certainly, wow. Oh, man.
Well, Colca obviously with a lot more experience than this Firecracker has, and the Firecracker is not doing too well on the 4th of July.
No, he's not. Coca sets him up high in there. He's got the Firecracker. Slams him down, and that's going to be all she wrote. That's a 3 count.
That's it. Glenn Colca gets the win.
Coca gets the win, and we'll go on to more action here on the Power Hour. There's Firecracker. His debut in Power Pro not so well.
No, not a good one at all. He's being helped out of here. All right.
We'll take a break, and there's more still to come on this special edition of the
Triple Threat Young Guns title match coming up.
The Young Gun title, as you saw that being built, Vicious Vic Grimes, Kid Wicked, and Slick Robbie D for that championship. That's coming up on the Power Hour. This is the July the 3rd, aired on July the 4th in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. I asked Adam who Firecracker was. He had no idea. I don't have an idea. As a matter of fact, I didn't watch the match. I was sending out texts and that sort of thing. And so, Greg, I just don't remember. That happened a long time ago, 1999. Have no idea at all. Adam don't know at all. Again, I was texting and that sort of thing. I didn't even look. I was listening to the match through my headset, but have no idea who that was. Maybe I would have if I'd watched the darn thing. Does anybody else have an idea? It's the Power Hour, and obviously we have commercials playing on this particular show, and so I'm all alone filling time on the Power Hour. We'll hear from Brandon Baxter later, and also a confrontation between Kevin Christian, Lawler, and Randy Hales that didn't end up good for me at all. We will see that on the Power Hour today. That triple threat match is coming up. We have a clip from the New Daisy with Brandon Baxter against Derek King. We have a CB Wyatt, Brandon Baxter segment, so a lot
For
more
free
going
TV5
on
Power Pro Wrestling
on
tickets,
Power
send
Pro
a self-addressed
Wrestling,
stamp
and
envelope
we
to
will
TV5
continue
Power Pro
the
Wrestling,
July the
260
3rd,
Union Avenue, Memphis,
1999
Tennessee,
show number
38104.
64 of Power Pro Wrestling.
Hey, we'd love you to join us, have you join us here at our regular hour. Yeah, from 11 to 12 on Saturday mornings. We'll be back to that next week and for the foreseeable future. Special time this week only due to Wimbledon tennis. A lot of action coming up around the territory, beginning on Thursday night. Lady Luck Casino in Lula, Mississippi on July 8th.
That's right, 7 o'clock's the bell time. Back at the Lady Luck is Power Pro Wrestling. there Thursday, July the 8th, and Saturday night next week, Memphis, Tennessee at the New Daisy. Take a look at the lineup. Wildfire Tommy Rich, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, Whoopie D on the card, Dirty White Boy, J.R. Smooth, and BSK. He'll be back reinstated, unfortunately. Kid Wicket, Brandon Baxter, and you see many others are going to be all lined up at the New Daisy. It's going to be a big night.
Night you don't want
Adam
to
asked
miss.
the
That'll be
question
next Saturday night, July 10th at
Jerry
the
Lawler,
New
who
Daisy
will
Theater.
appear
July 15th,
in a
Thursday
match
night,
next
Clarksdale,
week
Mississippi at the
on
Civic
Power Pro
Auditorium, 8
Wrestling,
o'clock
which I don't
time.
remember. He
Tickets
wrestled
are on
Bulldog
sale at
Range.
the
I'll do a little
auditorium.
bit
Huntington,
about
Tennessee's
Adam
coming up
Fay.
Friday,
I don't
July
know if he was
16th. Carroll County
continuing
Civic
to
Center
go
in
to
Huntington. 8
the
o'clock
casino or not. We did not mention his name.
And be there for Power Pro Wrestling Friday, July 16th in Huntington.
Thursday night, July 22nd. Back.
Ahmad, my friend from
is that
Memphis,
correct? No, I'm not
Tennessee.
sure
What
that,
is going on?
Well, yeah, we've got Clarksdale 2 weeks in a row.
That is correct.
Okay, very good. 2 weeks in a row on the 22nd, back in Clarksdale.
And then we're
Adam, I might have told you this story before, and I'll tell the grand. I had an Uber ride a couple of weeks ago, and it was early in the morning, and certainly it was dark, and the guy got in the car and got in the back seat. I never looked at him, and he really never looked at me, and so just having a conversation with him, he was talkative, and one of the things I said, where are you from? He said, I'm from Clarksdale, Mississippi. I said, man, I've been to Clarksdale many times.
Nobody wants to wrestle Glenn Coca.
He said, where? I said, the Civic Auditorium.
Let's do that.
And I said, I went to wrestling there. And he said, I went to wrestling there too. I swear to God,
Last week,
Adam,
New
this is
Daisy Theater.
a
Brandon
true
Baxter going
story.
against Derek King.
He says,
Tell you what,
I went to
you gotta
wrestling
be pretty
too.
happy
So I
about
used
the
to
situation, the way
go watch
it turned
Brandon
out. Let's take a look
Baxter
at it right now
kick
as we
Randy
go back to the New
Hill's
Daisy
ass.
Theater last
Well,
week.
my
Derek
Uber
King
name
on the right,
is
Brandon
Randall,
Baxter
not
on the
Randy,
left.
on the Uber app. So he had no clue. He said, I used to pay to see Brandon Baxter kicking Randy Hill's ass. And I said, dude, I'm Randy Hills. And he said, turn the dome light on. Then I did. And he said, I'll be there. That a cool story, Adam?
Yeah, that almost sounds like it would be impossible for him to not know that it was you.
Brandon Baxter, whoa!
Oh, that was a good bump.
Right over that top rope.
New Daisy.
Onto the stage
Always
area
fun
here
to
in
set the
New
ring
Daisy
up at the
on
New
field.
Daisy due to its sloping floor.
Yeah.
And there they are, fighting towards the back entrance there.
That's a nice nice catwalk
He
going
got
out to the
two,
ring
only
there.
two.
Yeah.
That's all he could get.
Adam, I would have to say through this point, and certainly I'll kill the Daggum show, and there wasn't a big viewership at 3 o'clock in the morning. This show was not as bad as
There's the tape off his
it had every right to be bad.
Goes over.
I'm not saying it's one of our better shows, and it's nowhere compared to last week's show. But so far, this is not a terrible show. There's been a couple of spots that were bad with Vic and Robbie, and Kid Wicked was good in some parts of his promo, bad in some parts of his promo.
Glenn Colca versus the Firecracker.
I didn't even watch it.
CB White has
Yeah.
got a handful of powder over here. What in the world is he doing? Hey, look out, Brendan. He's tossing him into the rope. Oh, reverse! He throws the powder and Derek King.
That wasn't an RH finish, was it?
I guess.
Baxter's got his boot, and he goes to work on Derek King. Slams him with that boot.
Well, we didn't do a lot of this, but doing the roll-ins like we did back in the day, I like this, Adam.
Yes.
CB White had the handful of powder. Was going to throw it
Well,
in the eyes of Baxter.
you were trying to make a, not doing the Coliseum anymore, and thank God it wasn't the Big One Expo Center, so you're really trying to put over the New Daisy as being the new kind of venue of choice for Memphis. So I think it's good kind of showing the atmosphere, and sounds like you had a pretty decent run.
Good to have Ahmad with us. He's keeping the kids tonight.
Yeah, that's CB White sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
There comes some help from a partner, Corey Macklin, right there. Seeing what was going on.
Yeah.
I think it's no secret you and Brandon have been very good friends for a very long time through some tough times. There's a stunner. Count of 3, and that's it. Brandon Baxter gets the victory over Derek King.
I thought that was right.
With a little assist from this man right here.
Yeah.
Corey.
the crowd.
Corey. Way to go.
I just felt like that we needed to even things up. The CB Wide sticking his nose where it doesn't belong, so I did the same thing. I got in there, and we kind of evened it up down there.
You did very good. CB
Well,
Wyatt,
thank you much.
here he comes right here. The latest in a long line of weasel managers coming out this way. He jumps in, and you found somebody who could even it up for you, even as you came in with those nunchucks and started throwing them around.
Well, everybody just saw the tape. You know, where's Brendan Baxter? You know, his music played, but he didn't come out. But you know what? I know where he is. But most importantly, you know, everybody saw the tape. You know, Derek's not with me.
I know Derek's not with you. Yeah, he was defeated.
Things didn't go our way Saturday night at the New Day. I haven't seen Derek all week, and I came to TV today hoping to see him. And, you know, I'm not dressed to wrestle or anything, so, you know, I'm looking for Derek, and he's not here. So
Derek is not here.
I like
so thank you. Oh, you said you know where Brandon is.
Oh, yeah. I know where Brandon is.
Well, where is he?
He's on his way back to Dallas. I beat him down after the New Daisy Theater. See, I saw him outside. I go, Brandon, come here. I'll give you one good shot. Hit me right here. He hit me with his best shot, Dave. You know what I did? Knocked him out. He is not. I knocked him out.
You knocked out Brandon in front of the New Daisy.
When he got back up after I knocked him out, he said, you know what, CB? He said, you and Derek are the better men. I'm going to go back to Dallas because I can't hang with y'all anymore. So he's gone, Dave. But I've got to find Derek, though. I've got to find Derek,
Yeah. Well, guess what? The flight from Dallas has just arrived, and Brandon Baxter is on it.
Sorry, I'm
Flat tire. Oh, okay.
Randy, I'm here now. Sorry about that. What's the coffee kid? Come on, ladies, in the studio.
You haven't heard all the things that were going on while you were here. Derek is not here. CB Wyatt out here with running his mouth, and all of these things, right?
That's right. You are the better man. You know, you proved in New Daisy Theater Saturday night. You took us out. You were the better man. You know, I have to admit it.
Wait a minute. This is absolutely nothing
Doing good?
like what he was saying 30 seconds ago. We've got it on tape. Can you rewind
Dr.
that
Nix
real quick?
from
Listen,
the
this
NEA.
is what he really said.
Back to Dallas. I beat him down after the New Daisy Theater. See, I saw him outside. I go, Brandon, come here. I'll give you one good shot. Hit me right here. He hit me with his best shot, Dave. You know what I did? Knocked him out. He is not. I knocked him out.
I like Chris
You
White.
knocked out
I
Brandon
really did.
in front of the New Daisy.
Nice guy.
When he got...
Yeah, you heard that. That's what he really said.
Oh, so you knocked me out, huh? Well, I guess I recovered mighty well, and the trip to Dallas was a little short. But, you know, I've had a little trouble this morning. I'm in a good mood. 4th of July coming up. And, I mean, I'll give you two opportunities. You can either go ahead and walk your little self out the studio door, and you won't get hurt, or else I'll throw you out. Take your choice. What do you want to do? I'll leave. I don't want any trouble. I'm leaving.
Okay, very good. Well, he's... hey!
He says, I don't want any trouble. I'm leaving. Then he spits at him, Dave.
Spits at him.
Look at this. Oh, Baxter with the stunner.
I thought for a minute CB was smarter than I was giving him credit for being, but no. He brought this on himself, as did Derek King.
Took a hell of a bump out of the ring there.
No doubt about it. Got exactly what he deserved.
Brandon Baxter, pretty well in control. Back after a very short trip to Dallas. We've got the triple threat Young Guns title match still to come, and Kid Wickett's not happy about it.
The Power Hour continues. This was the taped version. We taped the regular time at 11 o'clock in the morning. We aired it at 3 o'clock the next morning on July the 4th. And for the first time in a while, all the commercials are in there. And the last commercial bit, you had a phone call, Adam, and I had to talk for 2.5 minutes. Now you're with me.
I
You
am
can help
with you.
me.
Yep, and like I said, yeah, we haven't had the commercials on the tapes in a while, and so we do have it on this one because probably when it was recorded, they just let it record at 3 a.m. I doubt whoever recorded it was up watching it, so you know. But yeah, we got the commercials on this one. Hopefully, in the weeks to come, we won't have those. But we do like to mention, Randy, we hadn't mentioned it for a while until maybe the last week or so on YouTube at Randy Hales. We want everyone to subscribe and tell everyone about the Randy Hales YouTube channel. Not just Power Pro stuff on there. We have other things as well. Sports, the Randy Hale Show, and the Tuesday night shows are all also on there as well. And every now and then, Randy will put a full episode of the Power Hour up there for you to watch as well. So if you're
And
not
maybe classic USWA or classic
Exactly.
CWA, and it's a work in progress.
Yep, but we need as many people as to subscribe there as possible. YouTube.com/@Randy Hales.
Thank you very much. And we do not plug that as much as we should. And so we've got through most of this Power Pro, and there's one segment I wish that I would have told you in advance that we would just edit off. That was certainly. Do you see the thought process here that we just had a lot of people off on this show, and I was covering it any way I could cover?
Right.
So far, again, not to beat a dead horse, but so far, this is not as bad of a show that I remember it being. It's really not.
Yeah. Expect the unexpected.
That's
The
right.
worst is coming up.
Brandon Baxter shows up after a flat tire, not a trip to Dallas. And Kevin
Christian walking out with
coming this way.
What is he?
Kevin, what do you got there?
Looks like he's got a list of the matches we got left. Kevin, what is it you want?
What are you doing out here?
Well,
What is it?
once again, I'm sitting here looking at the format, and especially with this TV show being on at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's, once again, nowhere on there is there a spot for me. I'm sick and tired of this. Every week I've been talking to Randy about it. He needs to give me a spot, and there's nothing
I
for
don't
me.
need to give you anything.
Well, I mean, I've talked about how you guys watch Raw and Nitro and stuff like that, how everything is a lot more relaxed and upbeat. I'm glad to see that you guys aren't out here in your suit and ties like usual. I mean, you look a little more casual, look nicer. Corey, you could have
It's a special day, holiday weekend.
but, well, yeah. Well, see, that's just it. I mean, these people are tired of seeing you guys. I mean, nothing necessarily wrong with you, but they want something a little younger, a little more hip, which is me. I can come out here. I mean, I don't mean to be brutally honest with you guys, but you're horrible as far as the...
Horrible. You were out here one day.
Yeah, hey, what about I ended up locked in a cage thanks to some idiot
I
down
know I
here.
didn't do that great of a job that week.
That
That's why
great
I
of a
was put on- I
job.
was
You're
put on
right.
the
It wasn't
spot. I had
close to
come out
that
here
good
and
of
put
a
on the
job,
spot.
was it, Dave?
Wait. When I got
about
back, I wasn't here that day. When I got back, we had more complaints
Oh, my
over
God.
that show than
That's right.
any show that we've done on Power Pro Wrestling, ever.
No, that's the truth.
That had
Well,
to
it
do
had
with
everything
his
to do with
fault?
you.
Randy Hales, because he's the one who lays out the tape. Randy, come here.
Randy Ailes, it was you. They were complaining about you. They mentioned your name.
Yeah, here's Randy.
We even had your relatives calling complaining
Yeah, that's
about
right.
it.
We hadn't
The
heard
truth
from
of the
them.
matter is, I've tried everything with you, Kevin. I've tried being nice. I've tried
that's
cussing
funny.
you out like a dog, yelling and screaming.
Hey, you're a Christian guy, Randy.
You know, and you come out here because this is the thing, Kevin. You want everything given to you. This is not the right situation to do it. You have to work for it. There's no position available.
That don't work. So, I mean, the only way that...
I'm busy.
Well, you need to make a little time for somebody like me, Randy. I know you're busy, but, hey, this is important. This is your TV show, and somebody like me is what's going to upgrade your TV show. So you need
I'll
to take
be
a little
brutally
time.
honest. We're using that word. There's no position for you, and I tell you why, Kevin, is that you come out here and want everything. He wants everything given to you, and you must think that I got everything given to me. I started when I was 10 years old, sweeping a ring, putting the ring up, selling pictures. I've got my hair shaved. I've been hit with chairs. I've had my head busted open, had to go to the hospital. I paid my dues. I've got my brains out. You ain't paid a look at your head. Is there anything? Hey, I fought.
I've taken chairs and boards and all that
You're
stuff.
lying here on TV. You're lying on TV. The bottom line is, Kevin, I fought for everything I've gotten. I fought to get this company. I hadn't been scared of anything, and I've gone through all kinds of problems to get. I fought, and you ain't done crap. That's why you're not in this business. That's why you're not in this company. You ain't done crap. And the thing for you to do is get out of here.
Hey, you talking about fighting? I mean, is that...
I don't like the word crap, but I'm
Yeah.
sick and tired
Yeah,
of it.
I want everybody to watch their language here, all of us, but your point is absolutely right, Randy. He is right. You can't just come out here and expect him to give me this.
No.
You got to earn it. That's what he's done since he was a kid. He's exactly right. I back him up 100%.
I've done a lot of that stuff too. I mean, granted, yeah, he's done a lot more stuff. You talk about, fighting for what you get. Well, hey, if that's what it takes, well, why don't we fight for it, Randy? That's the big thing right now. Hey, I might not be able to beat up a lot of guys in Power Pro Wrestling, but I know I can beat up you, Randy. I know I can do it.
Where in hell you can be?
Thank you, Andrew.
Now, wait. Now,
That's the big thing going on in wrestling right now. Everybody's like, fighting for positions. Ric Flair does it in the WCW. Steve Austin, them guys do it in the WWF. Why don't you guys do it?
He ain't Steve Austin or Ric Flair. This is a bad idea.
On the Brandon Baxter thing, I said I was there with the wrestling. I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, good for you.
So basically, what you're saying is, once again, you're scared, and once again, you're turning me down a position. You talk about fight. Hey, I'm giving you the opportunity. Let's fight for it, Randy.
You wanted to fight for a job.
Yeah, let's fight for it. Hey, if that's what it takes.
No. Come on.
He's using all of these scenarios.
Come on, Randy.
Ric Flair.
It's not a good idea.
Ric Flair, no doubt about that.
Look.
I said in the Brandon Baxter situation, I was all wrong. 100% wrong in that situation. I got my butt kicked at the end of that. But he ain't gonna kick it. You want a job, you have to beat me to get it.
All right, now, I really don't like this. Keep in mind, now, Randy doesn't have to beat him. He's got to beat Randy.
Yeah.
But look at that. Throwing the right fist at him. Aubrey Wayne, the referee, jumps in there.
Oh, Kevin's taking his belt off.
I don't know.
Now, come on,
Aubrey.
Kevin.
Aubrey wants to know if this is an official match or what. I don't think so.
No, he takes the belt from Kevin.
Hey, Jeremy.
Kevin's lost it.
Thanks for watching.
He's gone berserk, Dave.
It's only official in that if Kevin can get a pin here.
Good to hear
He's
from you.
got a job. Randy's got to give him a job, at least for a while.
Man, let me tell you, this is no wrestling match. This is a fight between Kevin Christian and Randy Hales.
The worst match in the history of Power Pro, and it wasn't Kevin's fault.
He's climbing the rope. Oh, Randy moves.
Yeah, I made a good comeback there.
Gets up. Slams Kevin again.
Randy going after him.
Yeah, fan behind Randy.
Looks like he's setting him up for a bulldog. He does.
Oh,
Whoa.
here comes CB Wyatt. CB jumps up on the ring apron.
There's Brandon Baxter after him.
There he goes.
A little excitement on the Power Hour.
Uh-oh, meanwhile, look out. Here's Glenn Coca. Coca in the ring. Look out,
With a garbage
Randy.
can back
Watch
there.
out.
Man,
Slams him
Coca.
with that can.
just knocked
That is a
Randy
good
out
bulldog,
with
man.
that garbage
Aubrey
can.
Wayne wasn't paying any attention to what happened in there with Coca. Kevin nails Randy a 2 count and a 3.
That's going to be it. Well,
1, 2, 3, and that's it.
see, that's why
I got some control now. You guys better watch out, because you'll be the first one fired, you understand?
you're not in a higher fire position. He said you'd have a job. He didn't say you were running the company. Now get out of here after that terrible display that you just
Yes,
had right
he did.
there. Yeah, let's take
He
a
was
break
friends
and
with Eddie Gilbert.
we'll get
Eddie
some help
Gilbert
for
was
Randy. We'll be
running
back.
that.
Harvard didn't see Coca is what happened.
Well, it's a Power Hour. And we've seen a unique show. I will say that. I will think that is fair to say. A unique show. We'll have the Power Hour next Monday night. And Adam, in just a few minutes, we got more, a couple of segments, one more segment, a couple of things left on this show. The preview for the July 10th Power Hour. Well, interesting way to start the show, and Adam will tell you about that. Interesting matches, including the brawl at the end and a surprise from C.B. Wyatt. So the Power Hour show number 65 from July the 10th, 1991. I want to remind everybody there will not be a Talking Memphis Wrestling tomorrow. I'm having surgery tomorrow morning and be put under, and we'll be out of it. And so I certainly don't think I'll be in a condition to do that. I will not be on the front row with Bud Rowe. Got to follow up, and that follow up will be at the doctor's office. So I will not be on the front row, but Bud Trappell and Randy Myers will be there. It's now renamed the front row with Bud Rowe and Randy Myers. Little change there as we hear the bumper music and we get ready for the final segment of this show, which is a
I know my wife's
triple threat match. And I guess we a little early, but here we go as we continue to talk about Power Pro Wrestling. I don't know if Adam is liking this show like I am better than he thought he would, for sure. We had a split
Yeah,
like
like I
that.
said, it definitely compared to last week's show, but it's not like the whole show is bad. It just kind of has some moments that aren't as good as the other. Like you said, the Vic Grimes match, the situation there with Kid Wicked, and then the Firecracker match. Like I said, just not on the same level as it had been previously.
And
But again, 3 a.m.
at the same time, I think when we watched the show a few weeks ago, where Corey was locked in a cage and Kevin was
Right.
out doing commentary, and the Brandon Derrick story throughout the show. This show today was not that bad. I mean, I'm
No,
not even saying
no.
this. I think this show, for what we had with the talent that we had to work with the time period that it was at, I'm thinking, what else? You didn't need to waste on a lot of stuff. I think the show has been fine. I really do. I know doing this show is not easy, having to cover these. I know I'm repeating stuff. I've already told you 100 times I won't be here with Talking Memphis Wrestling. I've told you I'm doing cataract surgery. I'm excited about it because I think that I'll end up for sure being able to see after surgery number 2. I will be able to see better than I've seen in maybe 30 years for sure.
Special time. Heard somebody say,
Appreciate it,
next
Isaac.
week?
Your thought?
11 o'clock.
Yep, regular time.
Back at our regular time next week. Got a ring full of them. Everybody's in. Referee is signaling for the bell, and we're going to have our triple threat match coming up next. Kid Wicked
For
as much
the
of his
Power
today,
Pro
he's not
Championship
wanna be a
or
part of this
Power
triple
Pro
threat. No, he
Young
had a
Gun
dress or a tie
Championship,
on,
to
and
correct
we're
myself.
going to get it on.
He didn't want to wrestle today, and I don't know if he
Thank
just
you,
didn't
everybody.
want to wrestle either of
Well,
these guys. Or I think
here's
part of
the
it
bad
is,
thing. I can't take my
not
blood
enough
pressure
limelight
medicine
for him.
in
He
the
didn't want to
morning.
wrestle at 3
I
o'clock
can't
in the morning. He
eat
wanted
or
to wrestle
drink
when
anything after
everybody had
midnight.
their lamps turned on.
As I start the day tomorrow,
He's
Adam,
one
the worst
responsible
thing
for the triple threat. Now, he just
of
stepped
them
out
all
of the ring
is that
and is
after
over here to
midnight,
talk to
I'll
us.
be
You got a
asleep
match going on with a championship
after midnight
at stake.
anyway.
That's okay,
But I
Corey.
can't
told
dip
you
to after the
ratings were the
surgery in
highest
the
ever
morning
last week because of
because
Cyrus.
if
You need to
I
keep
tell
the
them
camera
I've
right
dipped,
here on
they will
Cyrus.
cancel the
We
surgery.
got a match in the ring. We
I don't know how they would know if I lied about it. Do you? Unless they smelled it.
No, but better safe than
Oh
sorry.
no,
I
I'm
think.
not.
all right?
I'm absolutely not going to. I'm absolutely.
You know,
not going to.
does he understand the triple threat rules?
Apparently
Because
not.
he can stand out here and talk to us all day if he wants to, and then if one of these guys pins the other, they're the Young Guns champion.
It's a done deal after that.
They
Here's
don't
the
have
pin
to.
cover. There's two. Kid Wicked pulls them off. Yeah, whoever gets the pin.
That's the winner.
And his thing. That's right. That's the winner. Triple threat rules.
I think
It's
Dave
main
Brown
event
and Corey Macklin
on
had
the
real
Power
good
Hour
chemistry
this
together.
morning on our special time. Thanks for joining us.
Corey,
We're back at
Corey
11
just had
next
that
week.
unique personality.
Looking
Do you
forward
agree with
to
me?
to you being a part
Adam?
here with us.
Oh, yeah.
Line as Kid Wicked staggers out of the corner.
And I love Michael St. John, but Michael St. John and Dave
Yeah,
were
he's out here
similar.
with Siren.
Both
Meanwhile,
straight
Slick Robbie
guys.
D
Right.
is working with Vic Grimes
Corey
in
was
the
a
ring,
baby
trying
face
to set him up
announcer,
so that
but
he
at the
can
same
get a cover.
time, he
Vic
was
Grimes
not
trying
the
to avoid
smooth
that.
type
He gets
of
the pin himself.
thing.
Whoever gets
He's
the
more
pin
like
will
a-
be the Young Guns
a
champion.
guy
Wins the trophy,
that
by
you
the way.
set
Yeah,
ringside
that's a good
with.
question.
You know,
Wicked failed to bring
in
the
other
trophy
words,
out here.
even
Just
though
another little
that Michael
insult
St. John
from
one
Kid
of my
Wicked.
best friends, but I think and Dave Brown one of my best friends.
Pulls him
But
off
I
again.
think Corey
Right there.
and
Slick
Dave
Robbie D had the
is
pin.
the better team because
And
of the
Robbie D
contract.
said,
Well,
hey,
yeah.
what's up? What's going on?
Having Dave and Michael together,
He said, hey,
you
what's
know,
up
it's
with
like
that?
when
I
they
thought
had
me and
Lance
you,
and
I thought
Gordon
we were
together.
going
It just
in this
didn't
thing.
work.
And all of a sudden, Kid Wicked turns on him.
But Lance
So
and
now
Michael
he
did
gets
pretty
Kid
well
Wicked.
together.
Stewart gets one into the ropes. He goes.
they
He
did.
comes off. Double clothesline, and he's out of there. Kid Wicked says, hey, you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And he takes off.
This is such a strange match. These two guys
I mean,
were
it's
partners there for a few seconds, and now all of a sudden they're right back against each other. Going after the pin in the championship.
We'll have a quick
Robbie D,
close,
the only man in the
Adam.
ring right now.
He's the only man
We'll
in
just,
front, not on the floor. Look out!
Come out of after the close. We'll come with you with the preview, and then I'll wrap us up.
Man, oh man, what a move from Robbie D.
All right with
He
you?
caught him right over that top
Yes,
rope.
sir.
You talk about great athleticism, Dave, and agility. This slick Robbie D can really move around the ring, can he?
Robbie
He sure
hadn't
can.
screwed up
I've been
too much in
impressed
this
every
match,
time I've seen him.
with
I
the
mean,
big grinds,
these guys
'cause
are
most
double
of them
teaming me.
screwed.
I told you need to keep the camera on Siren over here because she's the reason the ratings were the highest ever.
That's a good move.
Got 1, 2.
2 count. Oh,
Well,
Ken
only a
Wicked
2
stops
count.
it.
Wicked broke it up, so he does understand the rules.
Yeah.
He almost
Prevent
didn't get in
anybody
there in
getting
time to
pinned.
break it
Oh,
up.
He's just going to let these guys
Close,
beat each
man.
other up for a while and then try to get in there and seize an opportunity.
That's exactly what he's doing.
And I'm sure Kid
Sees an
Wicked,
opportunity when it looks like
Grind,
someone's about to win the thing, he interferes.
with Robbie D,
In
the
the middle of the
people
ring is Robbie
with
D and Grimes climbing
C.B.
the rope.
White,
Are you
Kevin
giving enough
Waller,
shots to
people
Siren?
got
I'm tired of being double
opportunity.
teamed over here.
We don't need
And, you
shots.
know-
We got to make. Look out! 2, 3.
And he got it.
Vic Grimes is the Young Guns champion. See, you're over here talking to us
Cost you
about
the match.
Siren. It just cost you the match. You are no longer the Young Guns
It's
champion.
your fault.
He didn't bring
How
the
can
trophy.
I lose when I don't
I don't know
get
where it
beat?
is. He didn't
Because
bring it out
there's
here.
only one winner.
Where's the trophy?
Yeah, where is the
Where's
trophy?
the trophy?
I just happened to have left the trophy at home today.
He just happened to leave the trophy. at
Well,
home today.
it's not
That's a
yours
good excuse.
anymore. We expect to see it
Well, it
here, and
doesn't
it'll be
matter.
awarded to Vic Grimes.
When you do get it, we'll get it from you because Vic Grimes is the winner.
It's safe and sound in my safety deposit box. So I'm sorry, Vic, but you're not getting the trophy.
He may get Kid Wicked as he's
Vic
chasing
Grimes
him around.
runs him out of here, and he's got an eye on Siren. We got to take a break. Come on, Vic.
We'll be back.
Yep.
Let's take advantage.
Another morning.
Coming right
Yeah.
back.
Vic Grimes. Hey, we're all out of time for this special edition of the Power Hour. Regular time, 11 o'clock next week. We hope you'll join us and have all your friends join us. Until then, for Corey Macklin,
We're going to
I'm
bed.
Dave Brownhill. Good night,
Happy
everybody.
4th of July weekend. See you next week.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a look at what's coming up on the show next week, as it'll be the July 10th, 1999 edition of the Power Hour. We'll start things off with the Memphis Mafia. They'll be there trying to get in the studio. We'll see them in the parking lot. We'll get a recap of BSK and all of their goings on in Power Pro Wrestling. We'll see Tommy Rich, the Dirty White Boy, and Wolfie D in for an interview. We'll see Wolfie D take on the Black Sheep, Bobby Dahl. We'll see Kevin Christian again with Randy, and we'll have an interview from the King, and we'll see him in action against Bulldog Reigns. Steve Bradley will return and take on Big Mick Tyranny. CB White will introduce Tay High. We'll see Glenn Kulka going against the Dirty White Boy, and we got a big brawl at the end of the show. So sounds like things get back wild and crazy next week on the show, Randy.
Thanks a lot, Adam, for doing a good job as usual. I have surgery on a cataract. It will pop that sucker out, and I will be on the way to being as good as new. Because of that, we know talking Memphis Wrestling tomorrow night. Then Wednesday, I have a doctor's appointment, a follow-up, so there will be no show Wednesday on Front Row with Bud Row. And then coming up, we'll be with you next Monday night, and I'm excited about that as well, with the Power Hour show number 65. For Adam Dunn, it's Randy Hills. Thanks so much for sticking with us tonight. It's been a very interesting show, and until next time, bye-bye, everybody.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling.